If we could unfold a map of the ancient world before the Prophet Muhammad received revelation, you might be surprised by what you see. The center of global trade, the crossroads of empires, the beating heart of the economy was not Rome, was not Persia, it was the Arabian Peninsula. And what happened there before and after Islam would reshape world trade forever. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see how commerce became one of the most powerful tools in Islamic history. Before the Prophet began his mission, the Middle East, especially the Arabian Peninsula and Greater Syria, was the most strategically vital region in the known world. To the northeast stood the Persian Empire. To the northwest, the Byzantine Empire, two global superpowers. To the west, Egypt. To the southwest, Abyssinia. To the south, the Indian Ocean, opening the door to India.
And right in the middle of it all, Arabia. Two major trade routes crossed the peninsula, an eastern overland route from Oman to the markets of Syria, a western route beginning in Yemen, passing through the Hijaz and ending in Syria. This is why many Arabs were merchants, others were caravan guides, some rented animals, some provided armed protection. Trade wasn't just an occupation, it was the structure of society. And this commercial culture would later shape how Islam spread. At the center of the peninsula, one city rose above the rest, Makkah. But here's something important. Makkah had no fertile farmland like Taif or Yemen. It had no great industries like Persia or India. So how did it survive? One word: trade. For a long time, trade in Mecca was limited. Earlier tribes like Jurhum and Khuzaa did not fully utilize its strategic location on the western trade route. That changed with Qusay ibn Kilab, the fourth great-grandfather of the Prophet ﷺ. When he took leadership of Quraysh, he reorganized Mecca. He consolidated its population. He established Dar al-Nadwa, a governing council that handled major decisions, especially those related to trade caravans. This transformed Mecca into the unofficial capital of Arabia. And here's something critical. Quraysh's commercial dominance later became one of the main reasons they resisted Islam. They feared losing that power. Leadership later passed to Hashim ibn Abd Manaf, the Prophet's great-grandfather. Hashim expanded Mecca's trade beyond local markets. He formed international trade agreements, known as al-Ilaf, with surrounding kingdoms. He also secured agreements with tribes along trade routes. But his most important achievement? The establishment of the two great annual journeys, the winter journey to Yemen, the summer journey to Greater Syria. These journeys rescued Quraysh from economic instability and dramatically improved their living conditions. That's why Allah revealed Surat Quraysh, reminding them, who fed them against hunger and secured them from fear. Trade wasn't just business, it was survival, it was security. Before revelation, the Prophet ﷺ was deeply involved in trade. He managed the business of Khadijah bint Khuwailid, later his wife, mother of the believers and one of the wealthiest women in Mecca. And he was known for something more valuable than wealth: trustworthiness. Many of the companions were also extremely wealthy, before and after Islam. Their fortunes, measured in gold and silver, would equal tens of millions today. And this mattered, because when influential merchants embraced Islam, their financial and social power strengthened the Muslim community. Take Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him. When the Prophet was sent, Abu Bakr possessed 40,000 dirhams. At the expedition of Tabuk, the last campaign led by the Prophet, he reportedly donated 10,000 dinars. Each dinar weighed about 4.25 grams of gold. But he wasn't alone. Uthman ibn Affan, one of the wealthiest men in Arabia, equipped 1,000 camels and donated 1,000 dinars.
Talha, al-Zubair, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, and above all, Abd al-Rahman ibn Auf, the wealthiest companion of them all. Tabuk showed something remarkable. An army of 30,000 was equipped in extremely difficult circumstances because trade had created economic strength. Wealth, when directed properly, became a pillar of Islam. After the Prophet's passing, Mecca's dominance over Arabian trade gradually shifted. Under the rightly guided caliphs, as the Islamic State expanded, new merchant classes emerged in newly conquered regions. During the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab, trade customs duties, ushur, were introduced. This had not existed during the Prophet's time or under Abu Bakr. As trade volume increased, a structured revenue system became necessary, similar to customs duties today.
With the Umayyad state, Islamic trade expanded in three directions: internal trade within the empire, trade with Byzantium in the northwest, trade with India and China in the east. When Damascus became the capital, it became one of the world's greatest commercial centers. It was said that no product could be considered globally available unless it was present in Damascus. Major commercial cities flourished: Aleppo, Homs, Antioch, Kufa, Basra, Baghdad, Alexandria, Jerusalem. One major turning point was the Battle of the Masts, Dat al-Sawadi, the first major naval battle in Islamic history. After defeating the Byzantine fleet, Muslim merchants gained access to Mediterranean trade routes previously closed to them. Trade routes expanded, markets expanded, and naturally Islam spread with them. The Umayyads also enforced the prohibition of monopolies, aligning policy with Islamic principles, although economic expansion did lead to higher prices in major cities due to increased wealth. What began as desert caravans turned into global maritime networks. What started with 2 annual journeys became trade stretching from China to the Mediterranean. Commerce was never separate from Islamic civilization. It was one of its engines. This was a brief journey from pre-Islamic Arabia to the early Umayyad era.
In the next episode, we can go deeper into the principles of Islamic trade, the ethics of Muslim merchants, and the actual goods that shaped this global economy. If you found this valuable, support the channel by liking and sharing the video, and most importantly, tell someone who would benefit from learning this history. Thank you for watching. Peace be upon you.